Ladies and gentlemen, what have we here? I am literally in the office and I want to talk about something that's very important, especially about around this time of year. I'm gonna let the people get on, let everybody know I'm going live, tag your people, let everybody know that Damon Meadows is talking about the importance of credit. And I got a special guest that we're going to bring on. Just letting him know that I'm on now. But we're talking about something. You know, one thing about me, I always tell y'all, listen, when I get something hot off the press, y'all know I gotta share this information for y'all. So I'm just excited. You know, I'm man, things are great going into 2019. And I'm just, you know, I'm blessed. Like I'm truly blessed. I'm in a beautiful position in my life. And I like to share with my people. When I find something that's beneficial, y'all know how I am. I got to keep it raw. So let me see. If one of my friends are on here. Let me see. I'm using my other phone here, y'all. So invite friends. I'm looking for a Christian. Let me see if I can call him before we start. Making sure we get on the live. So give me a couple seconds, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna have a phenomenal call today. Okay, let me see. Okay, yeah, we're live. Okay. Oh, Christian, he said I'm here. Okay, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can go ahead and add you, Christian, real quick. There we go. Let me see. Let me see if I can go ahead and add Christian. All right, let me see something. Y'all know I'm low tech, so bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to. Can you invite yourself, Christian? Let me see how we're going to do this. I'm using this one. Uh-oh, wrong. Bam. Let me see. Bam. Okay, let me see something. Let me see. Why is it saying not found? All right, let me see. There you go. There you go. I just did it, Christian. It just says adding right there. There we go. Come on in, Christian, so we can go ahead and talk to these people about what's going on with credit and getting their credit. You got to pay your taxes too. We're going to talk about all that. We're going to have a real conversation that's going to benefit the people. Christian, it says adding you right now. Oh, you said to decline. What happened? Let's do it again. It says you declined it. Okay. It says broadcast. There you go, Christian. Hey, Andy, what's going on, brother? I've got a special guest I'm trying to bring to the line right now. I'm trying to add. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Christian?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Man, listen, drive
Perfect.
carefully, first of all.
Hey, I'm not driving because we got a little bit of snow here, a little precipitation. So yeah, we're all right.
Okay. We good, good. Thank you for coming on my live, though. Seriously, man.
Of
And
course.
I definitely know you're a busy man, as you can see. But you shared some information with me that I had to let my people know about
Yeah.
CREDITpro. But first, I want to just touch on some points. I want you to elaborate where you're at as well. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, credit is so important. I got some keynote points down about this. How having good credit or bad credit affects everything in your life. One is what kind of house you live in. Two, what kind of car you're going to drive. Credit, what type of credit cards you're going to get approved for. You know, so everyday life, people got to understand your credit score is that important. So especially when people come from a poverty background, and you know, the United States is built on credit. However you want to get around it is so important nowadays to have good credit. But what I'm so excited about that Christian brought to my attention is about CREDITpro is the first 100% digital credit restoration company. That is the phenomenal part about with everything. Because I'm tired of sending letters off. I'm tired of, I got to take a copy of my license, a copy of my social security card. Listen, I'm tired of all that. So, Christian, I want you to let the people know what you have to offer for the people today.
Sure. You know, one of the things that that we did as we were looking at this, we said, okay, well, what's currently out there, and what are the issues that's happening, you know, as they go through the credit restoration process. And one of the most painstaking things is, like you said, you know, okay, great, we have this process, we get our credit pulled, and then what? It comes to us, and what do we have to do? We have to then scan it all in, and we have to actually then take it and mail it somewhere. So now we got a copy for ourselves. Now we got to send it off, and we got to say, okay, well, these ones aren't good. Biggest problem, people don't have stamps. I know that sounds crazy, but
you're right.
I can't tell you.
That. You're right about that.
And you know, we always tease about this at the office, and we say, you know, how many times do you go to the supermarket and you get back in the car and you're like, oh my God, I forgot the stamps at the checkout again. But I mean, it really happens. And so we were fortunate enough to have one of our sales directors who, she actually did some consulting with one of our competitors. And again, the products out there are the same. They're going to do the same thing for you. It's just we are taking the heavy lifting and putting it on ourselves. And so the way that we do this digitally is we allow you to see your credit score. So the second that you log in, I'm talking 3 minutes, you see all three, the tri-merge credit score. So you're going to see Experian, you're going to see TransUnion, you're going to see Equifax. You're going to see all three of them. Then you're going to see your positives and negatives. And you're going to say, oh, hold up, that negative, that's not even on me. Maybe it's a derogatory, maybe it is on you. And you say, well, I fixed this. I need to dispute it. Guess what? You click a button and it goes into dispute. Now what happens then? On your side, you sit back and you relax. What happens on our side? We print out the paper. We send it off to the 3 different credit bureaus, and then they start disputing on your behalf. So that is the biggest thing that we've done. And people always say, well, hold on a second. You know, oh, I have to send that off. No, you don't. You're giving us the right to send that off for you. You're saying CREDITpro is going to work for me, and they're going to send it off. All we're doing is we're a fulfillment center. We're just saying, yep, go ahead and do that. Send it off for me. So, you know,
somebody had asked me yesterday, Christian. They were saying, well, I mean, how can they send off my paperwork because the bureau say you have to be the person to send off the letters? So I said, Christian is going to answer that on my live today. So answer that question, because that's one thing people are worried about. Well, I got to sign it. I got to put my license, my social security card or a bill. How can they do all this stuff for me?
Yeah, and it's a super easy explanation once you think about what we've been doing the past 20 years with the credit bureaus. All they want to know is that you are authorizing the dispute of something on your account. And so by you signing up with CREDITpro, you're saying, yeah, Christian, go ahead and send the letters in my behalf. So all we are is we're a fulfillment center. So, I mean, I'll give you the example with you. You say, hey, look, I got this Chase Bank thing on my credit. It's not legit. I want you guys to dispute it. So you click the button dispute. I see that pop up on my screen. I say, oh, okay. So I print out the letter for TransUnion. I mail it off to them and I say, hey, guess what? Amin is disputing this. We're not good with it. Please take it off the credit. That is why it's okay, because literally all I am doing is I'm mailing it for you. I'm finding out how to dispute that and how to resolve it. So we are literally acting as a fulfillment center for the purpose of disputing your credit.
Right. So just you're a fulfillment center.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that explanation. Now I just read on statistics. Like I like to deal with facts, especially with my audience right here. It says 79% of people's credit reports have some type of inaccuracy on it. So that lets you know how major it is that we all need to check our credit. I know it's a little hassle. People don't want to do it. Reality is, what type of job that you're going to get? It says, what's the percentage of 47%? Look, I got my notes. That's how serious I am. Yeah, because I want people to know that I'm serious about what I'm talking about. 47% of employers run your credit before they hire you. So therefore, you got all the credentials to get this job. You got all of the experience, but just because you might have made some mistakes or some inaccuracies are on your credit report, you won't even get hired for this credit. Am I right? I mean, for this job. Am I right, Christian?
Yeah, and let me explain, because I came from a job that actually did pull credit. You know, I was in a management position where we pulled credit, and part of that in the employer's eyes is, if someone can't take care of their daily life, their daily bills, how are they going to take care of our daily life and daily bills here at work? And so that was kind of from the corporate side, and you know, we looked at that and we said, okay, if someone is unable to really take care of themselves, how are they going to take care of what we're going to throw at them? So what is important there is that you get the inaccuracies taken off, because you're right, people mess up, and we were okay with that. You know, it's not like we had to have like a 820 credit score for you to get the job, but it was to the point where we didn't want to see you at a 400 because, I mean, you didn't pay anything. So, you know, there was a happy medium in there, but things that mark down your credit, I mean, how many times do you get, you know, oh, Discover card says you're pre-approved, great job. Well, problem with that is that dings your credit, and you didn't approve it. You know, you're not out there saying, hey, pre-approve me for everything because I'm excited about that. Nobody cares. I tear that up before I even get back to my house. So, you know, those little things, those actually go into immediate dispute, which I didn't even talk about. But when I pulled my credit, I have pretty decent credit now. I screwed it up in the past, but I've fixed it. Well, now I log in and I see that there's 8 things disputing. I thought, oh man, did I mess up again somewhere? Did I forget to pay something? No, it was simply that Discover Card and Chase Bank and all, you know, America First, all these places were pre-approving me. Well, they were already in dispute, and letters were already getting sent out to all of those, the 3 bureaus to get those taken off.
Listen, I'm telling people, you see the words that he just said? He said, this is how employers think. If you can't take care of your personal life, how are you going to take care of the job? Now, that's like apples and oranges, honestly. But that's how employers think. They want you to treat their business as if it's yours. So they saying, if you can't take care of your business, how you going to take care of my business? That's how employers are thinking. It's really that simple. Another thing I wanted to put emphasis on is the easy process. I was just reading right here on Convera about, once you register, like you said, your credit, all 3 bureaus are going to come right up. Then immediately, at a click of a button, you can dispute anything on your credit. Now, let me ask you a question. Say some people don't know what to dispute. How would it work with that?
Yeah, so that's kind of easy, actually. So I'll first talk about the enrollment process. So from the time that I said I want to do CREDITpro to the time that I was pushing the button for dispute, it was about 7 minutes. So I had to put in my information. So social security number, obviously needed. Some address information, because I've moved in the last couple of years. So they want to know last 5 years to make sure they got the right person.
Right.
Everything pops up. Well, there's little things that say positive, negative. Do you want to dispute? Ignore. You can ignore it. Because if you look at it and you say, yep, I didn't pay that bill, then they're probably not going to take it off. But let me tell you something that's kind of cool. You can actually dispute things that, even though you didn't take care of it, and this is not shady. This is just helping you out.
Right.
What you can do is you can dispute things. I mean, I could even dispute my student loans, for example. I have a lot of student loans. I could say, no, those aren't real. Well, guess what? They are real. I still have to pay them, even if they were to come off my credit. But it's it's simple because you have actually just little boxes that say dispute or ignore. And you click it and you say, why am I disputing it? It's not true. Or I've already taken care of it. So
Right.
we had one of the employees who didn't pay a medical bill. And it was only $50, but it was still negatively affecting on all three of the credit bureaus. So she
Right.
went in and she said, hold up, I already paid this. But do you think when you pay a bill that was late, that someone there is like, oh, we better contact the credit bureau and let them know to take that off? No,
That's
they
right.
don't care. They don't care.
That's
They're
right.
not going to do anything about it.
They forgot
So
about
that's
you.
why it's on us. So we
Right.
click that button, we send it off to them, and then from the credit bureau side, here's what happens for them, just so that we fully understand the process. When you click the button, it comes to me. I mail off the letters to the three places, and it says, "Hey, Amin already paid this bill. Can you please take it off?" Well, they then go and each of them will contact the medical place and say, "Hey, did Amin actually pay this?"
Right.
Two things are going to happen. They're going to come back and say, "Nope," or usually they'll not respond whatsoever. I guess there's three things. They could come back and say yes, but it's typically they don't respond, or they come back and say, no, he hasn't paid yet.
Right.
If either of those two things happen, it either comes off or it stays on. Plain and simple. So it's a real simple process, but like you said, it's probably 3 to 5 minutes. And then if you're confused as to what to dispute, that part's even easier because there's a big old red negative.
Right.
And the way that we get that is the credit bureau says, hey, here's the things that are negatively affecting your credit.
Right.
Take a look at them. And they have different things like, it says derogatory, or it says late payment, or what was it? What was it called? Something about an inquiry. Basically, the inquiry ones go automatically off of your credit because those are the ones like the Discover card that I was talking about that just end up coming off because they'll say, hey, Discover card, did you ask Amin if you could pull his credit? And they're not going to say anything because they didn't ask you. So, but I mean, so simple. It really
I seen the process when I was in my back office. And I like to tell people one thing about me, I'm very transparent. And I let people know I don't just talk about it. I live by it. This is my credit score. So I need y'all to see that I'm 706 all the way around the board. Look at the date. So you won't think this is a late, let me see. There you go. As of December 7th, I'm 706 all the way across the board. So I'm telling you guys, like one thing about me, I'm very transparent. I like that when I get good information, when I signed up for CREDITpro, I want people to make sure they get their credit straight. And I'm still working on my credit because I want to make sure I want to be in the 800s. So I had a couple of things come off because we applied, we great to buy a house and all that. But this is after they ran everything. So I'm just telling y'all, and listen, it's going to shoot up even higher because as Christian said, when I signed up for CREDITpro, I'm starting disputing a couple of things, inquiries and all that. I didn't know that stuff negatively affects your credit as well. So we just, inquiry is just somebody running your credit that like Macy's runs your credit. And that's how simple it is. You talking about, I think I was in, somebody had a gas card. They run your credit to get a gas card. So I'm trying to get you to understand all these things and we be like, oh yeah, don't worry about running credit. You don't understand that's bringing your credit score down. And if you don't challenge these things, next thing you know, you be in a 570 club. No, you got to build your credit back up. Now, another thing I want to talk about is what do you guys do for helping us build credit? I just want people to get it explained from you. Any recommendations or anything like that?
Yeah, so there's one of the great things that comes, I don't want to say one of, there's actually two great things come with our CREDITpro product. And real quick, just as a quick touch base, this is mobile friendly and on the computer. So you don't have to be stuck at your desktop or your laptop. You can actually upload your documents. I mean, you can take pictures of your driver's license if that's what they need. Take a picture of your driver's license, upload, guess what? You're live. So that piece is super helpful. Now, when it comes to, so back to your question, when it comes to actually saving money and how to budget or how to be an entrepreneur, we give you two products that come along with CREDITpro. One we call MONEYpro, and the other we
Yes.
call DEDUCTpro.
Right.
So MONEYpro is the easiest to talk about. This is a financial genius. His name's Rosh Jardine. He has a book which you actually get with the CREDITpro product. It's a
Yeah.
digital book that you'll get with MONEYpro. But I mean, these are ways to just save pennies, save dimes, save nickels all around that you don't always think about. There's little things that, he puts out things for different holidays. So, we just
Right.
had the Christmas holiday. So, okay, how do I save money? Where can I save 10 bucks, 20 bucks?
Right.
Well, if you think about it, as you're saving money, what happens? Your debt to income ratio improves. And what I mean by that, that's a huge factor when it
Exactly.
comes to, yeah, exactly. It's a huge factor that comes into repairing your credit, and people don't always think that that is a big factor. That's probably 25% of it. And what that
Yes, it
means
is.
is how much debt does an individual have? So they say, all right, Christian, you got $25,000 in debt and you make $50,000. That's not a great ratio, because how are you going to be able to pay all that off, still pay your bills, and
Right.
and live? And that really negatively affects the way that companies will look at you as far as, can I, because let's talk about credit for a second. Credit is, how much risk am I really going to have if I loan
Exactly.
this person some money? So I'm trying to apply for a loan. All right, is it risky to loan Christian money? Yeah, he's got 50% debt to his income. That's not a good number.
Right.
So Ross is always talking about, all right, how do we save people money? How do we improve their lifestyle? And so it's all about budgeting and money and expenses and savings.
Right.
That's one piece of it. Deductor is probably my
Let me
favorite.
hold on, Christian.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
touch
yeah,
on Money Pro because I
absolutely.
like Money Pro because I'm gonna tell you I had a problem saving money. I say that because I save in gold, but Christian went off. I don't know what happened, y'all. But he's gonna come back in. But when we talk about this Money Pro part of Credit Pro, the bills you got, how much you make, and all that, and it literally tells you how you can save a certain amount of money, how to budget your money. And me, nobody taught me about how to budget no money, especially coming from my background. I didn't respect, you know what I mean, budgeting no money. So I never had a chance to do that. It wasn't even in my best interest. Excuse me, I'm gonna try to get Christian back on the line because I love the way he's breaking things down for us. Crabtree. Let me see. Done. Let me see where he's at. Okay, Christian, you there? Let me just bear with me for 1 second, y'all. Okay. I don't know where Christian was at. How to remove bad thing. Oh, Janice, listen, this is all digital, Janice. I'm talking about, listen, I told people, I don't know if you was on, since I've been with Credit Pro, this is my score. Look at the date. Like, I'm not even, this is the date as of December 7th, 2018. I'm 706 all the way around the board. I'm going to try to get my credit up to like 800 or past 800 because we just put in to get a house and stuff like that. So, that they run your credit a couple times. But with this Credit Pro, it's just a click of a button. Like soon, they say you had an inquiry for a mortgage loan. I was like, yeah. So I just clicked it and it's going to dispute it because inquiries mess your credit up. We don't know if you try to apply for so many things, did you do the work yourself? Yeah, listen, it says, I'm back. Just need to invite. Okay, yeah, Janice, it's just a click of a button, like literally. I did it. I tell you what to see with Credit Pro. I know I'm talking kind of fast. I just want to hurry up. With Credit Pro, it's going to bring all three bureaus down and it's going to tell you what's negative, what you can dispute, and you just click it. You click it and then they make the letters for you. They send off the letters. They do everything for you. Okay, Christian, let me invite you again. Okay, here we go. Just adding you back on here now, Christian. Yeah, Janice. Like, it's phenomenal. Like, my thing is, And I with Lexington Law, I dealt with FES, I've dealt with all these companies, and you still got, like, we just lost. Me and my wife literally just lost the letters that we supposed to send off. I thought it was in my car. She thought it was in her car. So I'm telling you, before I got with CREDITpro, Christian, I was tired of sending off letters because, I'm doing a lot of things in my life. I ain't no time for that. So we lost the last envelopes. So when I was introduced to CREDITpro from Crevera, I'm like, oh, it's a click of a button and they just do it myself. Do it themselves. It was phenomenal. Look, Janice put it in. I did Lexington Law. I did Lexington Law for 14 months, Janice. Ain't nothing happened. I was so mad at them because they said, "Oh, sir, you have to do another year." I was like, you know what? I'm not giving them people my money like that. So I like to deal with things that works. So Christian, I'm sorry for cutting you off, bro, but I was talking.
That was me.
How good MONEYpro is, because I wasn't a big saver with money. Mm-hmm. Like, I would put money in my drawer or put money, but then soon I knew, like, oh, I'm gonna just take a couple $100 and never put it back.
Yep. I know.
That's how people are, right?
Happens. Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, talk about the other. Oh yeah, and MONEYpro, you got unlimited access. As long as you have the CREDITpro package, you get unlimited access to MONEYpro. That's the budgeting and improving your money mindset. See, one thing about us, we didn't have a mindset of how to save finances and build wealth. So this is helping you do that. Now let's talk about the DEDUCTpro.
Yep. So DEDUCTpro is one of my favorites because, the interesting thing that the IRS put out is because DEDUCTpro really helps with taxes. The IRS put a little quote out, and it said, it is the responsibility of the U.S. citizen to understand and pay the correct amount of taxes. Now, I'm paraphrasing, but let's be honest. They have a 50,000 page book. Who's going to sit around and read that? My boss always teases. She says, "Hey, let's get a book club together and we'll start reading the tax code." That's not going to happen. It's crazy. But there's tons of loopholes that, and the loopholes are there to protect us. We just don't know how to use them. Now, DEDUCTpro, what it does is it connects with your accounts. So it's connecting with your bank accounts, and every time a transaction comes in, you can say, yep, that was for business, or nope, that was personal. So now it's saved your receipt, and it's saved the time and date stamp, so that the things that are happening at that time, those are all based on something that you were doing as an entrepreneur, as a business. All of that is a tax write-off. Those are the things that we're missing out. We're missing out big time. Oh yeah. Right. So in turn,
what? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're good. Go ahead.
When they talk about taxes, I'm now just starting to get the reality of owning. I'm a home-based business owner, and like you just said, soon when it attached to my bank account, it tells you every transaction. So now at a click of a button, okay, I had dinner with Christian talking about MONEYpro or CREDITpro. Guess what? Click. That's a business meeting. I was driving to a meeting. Bam, that was business oriented. That gas, when I got gas, guess what? Bam, that was business related. Oh, I took my wife to the movies. That's personal. Bam. And look, it's going to set everything up. So now, like, it's tax season now. Guess what? You got everything together, and you get that with the CREDITpro product that Christian is offering.
Yep. And there's tons of tips as well that come along with that. There's so many things that we don't fully understand. I've got a child, but when he reaches a certain age, as a home-based business owner, as someone that has an LLC, I can actually pay him money as a tax write-off to clean up the house. Why? Well, guess what? I do business out of my house, and I can't have clients coming over and seeing a mess. So I'm going to pay him. Now that's a tax write-off, and he's been doing some, little extra chores for me. Or I can host meetings for my board in my home. Wow. And guess what? That's a tax write-off as long as I charge my business what a hotel might charge me to rent a room for a couple hours. There's so many different
Wow.
things that we don't fully understand. It's crazy, but they're there to
That's
protect
deep.
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, we just don't know how to use them.
How to
It's
use
like
it. How to use it.
50,000
Yeah.
pages. I haven't read it. I don't know about it.
Look, Janice said, teach me the things I didn't know. I didn't know. Because like what you
Yeah.
just said is so simple. Like
Oh yeah.
honestly, because I talk to people all day long about different ventures that I'm involved in. We meet for lunch, we meet for dinner, we go
Yep.
out, and guess what? All these things can be a tax write-off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I'm sitting here
Yep.
like, this is amazing because now I'm in a new rideshare company. Guess what?
Yep.
The new car.
I
It's a
know.
rideshare car.
Yep. Absolutely.
Wow, that's
Yep.
amazing right
I
there,
know.
bro. Like,
I know.
and this would DEDUCTpro gives us the hints on, correct?
Yeah, so DEDUCTpro, it has some minor education with it. You're going to get some of that with MONEYpro with Ross as well.
Right.
So those two both talk a little bit about each of those. But DEDUCTpro, I mean, it is so easy because it links everything, and then it will just pop up. It'll say, "Hey, you went to Outback. What'd you go to Outback for? Was it pleasure? Was it for business? Oh, business. Well, throws it in that folder. Well, what do you do at the end of the year? You go to your CPA and you say, hey, here's my folder for business, here's my folder for personal, do my taxes because I don't understand it, so just do it for me. But now it's all neat, you know, because they're always like, oh, well, what happens if I get audited? You know, it's all there. You have the date and timestamp of everything that happened and why you were doing it. You can put notes in there. I mean, it's so clean. Again, mobile app and able to do it on the computer. So, you know, it's creating simplification for things that are pretty dang annoying that have been just all paper from, you know, 20
And
years ago till
I'm
now.
going to recommend this to a lot of my business partners because, like, because I love the MLM field. I love the
Mm-hmm.
affiliate marketing, and a lot of times we do not take the tax benefits, man.
Yep.
We don't
Yep.
use them to our advantage. And I'm talking about, I'm going to a meeting tonight at 7 o'clock. And I'm going to talk to
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie because she's hosting it at her apartment. And I'm going
Yep.
to tell her that jewel that you just gave us
Yep.
because she's literally hosting the event at her place.
Yep.
And that can be a tax because she always got finger food. She got, little things, hors d'oeuvres and stuff. And she can benefit as a tax. Wow. That's going to be
Yep.
phenomenal. I'm definitely going to
Well,
use that.
and if you look at now there's a lot of things that go into the bylaws of an LLC, but most people when they start a business they create an LLC.
Right.
In the bylaws it states that you're to have a board meeting once a month anyway. Well, who can the board meeting be with? Myself. I'm the president, I'm the owner, I'm the CFO, I'm the CEO. I'm having a meeting by myself. So guess what? I'm not going anywhere but my house. As long as I don't do that over 14 times, so I can do it 14 times in a year, I'm golden. I'm good. I can
Wow.
charge myself if I go in Utah and I say, all right, how much Hampton Inn, how much do you charge for a room for 2 hours? $200? Awesome. Every single month, I can pay myself $200. Well, do that 12 times. Now, how much do I have written off? You know,
Wow.
I got 2,400 written off now
It's powerful.
because I had a board meeting at my house. That's it.
That's
I
it.
mean, it's nice. And
That's
for
the
bigger
beauty.
cities, you're going to be it's going to be more than $200. I can tell you
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. He said it's definitely gonna be more than 200 outside.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I'm just excited about Credit Pro, Money Pro, and Deductor Pro because it's gonna help so many people understand how simple it is now to not only restore your credit, but to build your
Yep.
credit, learn how to budget your money, and the tax
Hmm.
benefits. So
Yep.
let's touch on about well, because I know your time, you drive and all that. I don't want to keep you too
You're
long,
good.
but
You're
let's
good.
talk about the simplicity of Credit Pro for the people who just started joining on our live. How
Yep.
simple the process is.
Yep. So process is like basically any online application that you've ever done. Name, information, and click submit. You pay for it, you click submit, right? As soon as you do that, you now have access to the CREDITpro portal.
Yes.
It pulls up on your dashboard, you see all 3 credit scores.
Right.
You see the positives, the negatives. You click on Dispute Center, guess what? You're there disputing now. You click on any of those to dispute. We take about 48 hours just to make sure that you've made up your mind, you've checked all those out. We go in, we print out the letters. Now, when the letters get printed, we don't just print them and send them. We print them, we send them, and we also put them there for you to see. So there's a little section called letter generation. You can go in, you can take a look at them. Now, every about 30 to 45 days, we do a new cycle. We go back in and we say, Amin, did you see anything else in there? And if something else popped up and you would hit dispute, we send off another letter. Right. Same thing happens if the credit bureau comes back and says, we need more information. Yes. Or we need Amin's, we need his license. Okay, so Amin takes a picture of his license. We now send a picture of Amin and his license off to the credit bureau. Yes. That's it. Wow. I mean, that is literally the product. Now, I want to say something, because people are like, okay, hold on a second, because, you know, they know dealing with these other, you know, Lexington Law and FES, a lot of times people are with these companies for, you know, 6 months, 4 months, and then they're out, and they don't even, you know, and they don't, or 14 months and nothing happens, but and then they're out. And one of the issues that happens is we were asking people why they left. And it wasn't, a lot of times it wasn't because their credit was fixed. It was because their credit wasn't fixed, or because they didn't actually use the product because it was so difficult to use.
Right.
I can tell you, because I have, you know, it's one of those cheesy commercials. Not only am I the president of the company, but I'm also a user. It's just like that. I've used CREDITpro, and it literally took me 15 minutes to get in and out the door, disputing, letters generated, and everything. So I don't know anything that's easier out there. And, you know, the company's founded by a bunch of financial geniuses. There's a reason they want you to fix the credit. It's because there's additional products that should you be ready down the road, we want to tell you about those too. But credit's our baby right now, so that's for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we got any questions, anything that we can that y'all want to ask before Christian rolls out? Let me see. Okay, Christian, let's talk about how much does it cost for, hold up.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. I got
Somebody wanted the CREDITpro. How much and what they have to do? See, Janice said, what's the price?
Yep. No, that's kind of a big piece we missed out on. Whoops.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we are pretty much on par with everything that's out there right now. It is $199 for the first month, and then it's $99 for additional months. And again, you can keep that up. There is credit monitoring that comes along with it, and it's not just a, hey, you know, you've here's your credit, look what's happening. It's, hey, warning, there's something else that's popping up on your credit. You might want to check it out. So it is full-blown credit monitoring that is offered with it. I would say it's probably between 4 and 6 months that people are on the product, but it is $99 a month for the service. And that includes MONEYpro and DEDUCTpro as well.
So you're getting CREDITpro, you're getting MONEYpro, and DEDUCTpro. So we're getting the CREDITpro that's going to fix your credit, dispute your issues and all that. Then we got MONEYpro that's going to teach us how to budget and get the mindset of saving money. The mindset and how you can cut your expenses out so you can have more money. That's what CREDITpro is doing for us. Then another one that I'm going to start using, I haven't used this one yet, is DEDUCTpro. I'm so happy you just enlightened me on that one. I'm going to go set that one up. I ain't set that one. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Because I do so many things with DEDUCTpro that we're going to be able to literally cut our expenses and write a lot of things off, because when you just doing business like cell phone, this is what we do. Look, Stephanie Scott just got on here, and we're gonna have a meeting at her house tonight. That's what I was talking about. It's my business partner. I'm gonna talk to her about these type of things. She's also familiar with credit as well. And she said,
Yep.
"Man, how long did it take you to see a change in your score?" I seen a change in my score my first 30, 45 days. That was the first. That was my first personal experience of changing my credit. So that was it. So you know,
and let me talk to that real quick, because the 30 to 45 days, it happens easily if you have a lot of the inquiries that happen from like those mailers. So the bigger ones, the derogatory ones, those are going to take a little bit longer to come off. I want to be 100% transparent there.
Absolutely.
But the ones that, you know, Discover Card is actually going in and just saying, hey, you're pre-approved for this, those types of things, those will come off a lot quicker, because Discover Card's not going to respond to our letters that are sent out. And so a lot of people do see 30 to 45 days after we send those letters off that their score improves. Now, it's not going to jump tremendously, but hey, any little jump is going to be a good jump. So keep that in mind. You're not going to see the big ones come off real quick, because a lot of times they're going to come back and say, hey, we need a little more information.
Then we respond to them.
And it bounces back and forth.
I got 2 of those now. We're going back and forth. Now, another thing I want to talk about is, a lot of people don't know, let's say a Comcast bill, when a cable bill. Once, like say you move or something, you don't pay the cable bill or whatever, they literally sell that off. So that's no longer Comcast contacting you. That's a third party. Do not, and I repeat, my lying Christian, do not respond or do a deal with these third party credit collectors, because you did not go into a deal with them. You went to a deal with Comcast, whoever it was. So once they write you off and sell your account pennies on a dollar, they already wrote you off. So those third-party collectors are trying to get money from you. Do not. Is this Mr. Damon? I mean Meadows. I'm called. Who is this? So when you say yes, this is Damon. I mean Meadows. That's a form of agreement. And they would say, well, I'm a collector collecting from an old debt you got. Yeah. So don't get set up like that. Somebody asks you, is this Damon I mean Meadows? No. Who is this? I'm telling you. Is there such? Tell them about that, Christian.
Yeah. So, I mean, you hit it on the head when you said they sell it off, because they're not, you know, at that point, they've already said, hey, we're not going to get our money because we can't even find them. So we're going to sell it to you guys. If you owed them $100, they might sell it for $10, and then that company's going to hope to get $50 out of you.
Right.
And so really what they're going to do, and you'll know the second that you get on the phone with them, because they're going to say things like, get your checkbook out now or else. They threat. That's what they do. They're threateners. So that's not the business that you want to be in, as far as responding with them and trying to fix it, because it's already hurt your credit. If you don't pay those people, it's not going to affect your credit anymore. It's not like a bill collector is going to turn you into the credit because you already turned in for Comcast in this example.
Right.
And so the real thing that needs to happen is you take care of the bill with Comcast. If Comcast says we're clean, well, guess what? You're clean, because when it hits your credit, it hit your credit with Comcast. So when we dispute it with TransUnion, and TransUnion says, hey, Comcast, does Amin owe you any money? They pull up Amin's account and they say, oh, he was past due, but you know that his account's cleared now. Well, guess what? It comes off your credit. It's not there anymore.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So any other questions, Janice? You got the question about it's $199 and $99 a month. And the first time I seen a change on there was the first between 35 and 45 days. I think that's it with the questions. Okay. Now, for more information, just contact me, DM me, call me. Y'all, majority I got my phone number, or DM me, and I will definitely get you in contact. Get you the information where you can get CREDITpro, which comes with MONEYpro and DEDUCTpro. That's what I'm excited about right now. So I'm definitely going to be hooking up my DEDUCTpro, because I got a home-based business, several of them, and I need to make sure it probably be easier on my tax my accountants as well, because I'll be giving a whole stack of receipts and stuff. I'm still on old school.
Hey, and think about it this way: a CPA is not there to help you find ways to not pay taxes. A CPA is there to help you pay your taxes, period.
That's it.
And so if you help them find ways that you're not going to pay taxes, they'll put it in. You know, they don't care. If you got it all laid out easy for them, they'll say, oh, yeah, sure. Now here's what you pay. Okay, that's a lot less than last time, so I'm happy with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And another thing I love about with our company, what it says is the average person pays $4,000 more in taxes. See, I read a lot, y'all. When you understand this, how serious this is, you'll understand how simple it is. But based on, because we're ignorant, meaning that we just don't know. That's all that word means, ignorant. We just don't know. So now that we know, we got to do better, because once we do better, we out the game. There's no need for us to make a lot of money with these home-based businesses, but we're not using the benefit of having a home-based business. It's a difference, y'all. See, majority of us come in this home-based business field, and because we see a lot of money, we're not tripping about the tax. Tax, everybody got to pay taxes. No, let me tell you what the wealthy do. The wealthy, Donald Trump, pay less taxes than his employees. And he said it. He openly said it. One thing about him, he's a businessman.
Yep.
He paid less taxes than his employees, and he's a billionaire. Know why? Because he protected under his corporations. So just don't think as we got a home-based business, we this small. The law still applies to us when it comes to tax benefits. Period.
Yep.
So now
and that's I like what you say there. So you said two things I really like. Ignorance, that's one of them. And I'll talk about that in a second. But I want to talk about taxes real quick, because who does overpaying on taxes benefit? The government. What's the government made up of? Mostly lawyers. What do lawyers do? They create the tax laws. So you see that nice big circle right there. Well, who do people feel like are paying less in taxes? The government and the lawyers. That's because they understand it. Exactly. So if we understand it and we pay less, they're not going to be upset about it. Well, somebody else figured out how to actually pay taxes. Okay. You know, we lose a little bit of money, but they're still paying what they should. And to your point, ignorance is simply the fact that when growing up, what did you and I learn? I learned some math. That was great. I learned some cool social studies. I know the capital of New Mexico. That's good, right?
Isn't that crazy?
But do I know what to do with my money? I have no clue. There are people that have studied it and fully understand it. Those are the people that we utilize to teach us how to do it and how to do it for us. So, I mean, I love that you said that. Yep.
Absolutely. I want to see my business partners on the live, Mr. Naeem Green. He and it's phenomenal we're talking about credit, because Mr. Naeem Green is the founder of this new dating website that we got. Is called CREDITpro, where we match people together based on your FICO score. So now, let me tell you how important that is. Not to go off subject, but this all talk about credit. Ladies and gentlemen, credit score dating is getting ready to take over, because you don't want no man or no woman that got you at a 750 or 800 and they at a 420. That is not going to be a healthy relationship. So what Mr. Naeem Green single-handedly did, he's trying to match people on a financial education that you want and a financial responsibility that you want in your life. So look out for CreditScoreDating.com. Mr. Naeem Green is getting ready to shock the world, because we on a mission, y'all. So not only are we going to match you with credit, we're going to credit. He said good credit is sexy. That's right. But we're going to fix your credit. We're going to make sure you get a financial mindset from MONEYpro. We're going to make sure your business is all right with DEDUCTpro. And CREDITpro is going to get you right. So when you come on Credit Score Dating, you can find that person that got you in the 700 club. I told Mr. Naeem Green, Christian, we're going to do a credit is sexy cruise, where you ain't got a 700 and above, you can't even get on this cruise. This is a luxury cruise. You got to be a 700 and above, baby.
Hey, we got to give them about 3 months to get up to that 700 though. So we got to give them some time. Use that CREDITpro.
We got him. Hey, look, Mr. Naeem Green. We're going to bring Sexxy, but he said we're going to bring the Sexxy back in credit. That's right, because good credit is definitely sexy. Because look, she's like, listen, let me tell you what Oprah Winfrey said. The new dating comments, what she say? The new dating question is, what's your FICO score? Listen, y'all, think about this. When you meet a person and y'all fall in love, their problems become your problems when y'all get married. That means if he or she is in a $70,000 student loan debt, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I just put in, me and my wife just put in for the loan, for the house. Guess what they said, Christian? Combined credit score and finances. Yeah. That means whatever debt my wife had, whatever debt I had, they combined it, y'all. So the good thing is our debt to ratio is so good because we don't have no student loans. We don't have this. It was so good that they pre-approved us for $1.2 or $1.3 million. And it was crazy because I'm like, listen, that's why I'm so excited to share this information and my credit score, because when you can stand on what you're talking about, it just makes your statement, and you protecting your honor. And I love that about my transparency, because nobody told me what I'm sharing with you guys. When I'm bringing Mr. Christian Crabtree on, nobody did that for me. So what I try to do is I try to bring people like Mr. Naeem Green, who got CreditScoreDating.com. I tried Mr. Christian Crabtree, who introduced CREDITpro to us. So now you're talking about people who I would have never, nobody ever talked to me about my credit. Nobody ever talked to me about DEDUCTpro or somewhere, a system that automatically shows you what you can get a tax break on. Are you kidding me right now? So, ladies and gentlemen, I love sharing this type of information because we literally have to start teaching each other. The wealthy do it. When you're in a different tax bracket, you get different information. You might not be in this upper echelon tax bracket yet. But now a lot of us, like my man Roy Jr. B, we got home-based business. Whether you're in LLC, whether you're a C Corp, S Corp, whatever. But if you're in a home-based business, you get a lot of tax breaks that we don't even get that education. Because even we in these different MLM companies, I think, let me see, honestly, I think probably one company touched on the benefits of having a home-based business. So I want to change that mindset, because when you're making this type of money, you want to protect your money and you want to keep as much as possible. Don't just think because you're making $10,000 a month, it don't matter I don't worry about the little taxes, only $5,000. No. I just told you the billionaire, the president of the United States. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the issues was they wanted him to reveal his taxes. And to this day, he has not. Because he's protected. One, he got an offshore account. And under the law, that you don't have to reveal any of your finances if you have an offshore account. Most people don't even know the benefit of having an offshore account. Two is he's protected under his corporations. You know how many times he filed bankruptcies? But people think when you file bankruptcy, that means you broke. That doesn't mean that, ladies and gentlemen. All you're doing is, I'm going to open Damon Meadows LLC. Okay, I don't want to pay my bills. I'm going to close Damon Meadows LLC and open Damon Meadows LLC. That's all that means, y'all. So understand this, what we're doing. It says, if you do not become financially free in 2019, it is totally your fault. Apply knowledge. That's right, Mr. Derek Brown. That's my mentor right there. And so me and him was also talking about the benefits of CREDITpro, because we love, and he's a man that he made millions in the industry. And we were talking about how beneficial it is to literally have your credit up. I wish I could share what me and him was talking about, but he didn't give me permission. But he's made a lot of money But sometimes when you don't establish your credit, it don't matter. You gotta have you gotta have credit. And it's sad, but we live in America where credit runs a lot of stuff. Unless you just gonna spend $75,000 on a car, you're gonna pay $200,000 to get your house, or $300,000, whatever, cash. And majority of people don't have that type of money on hand. That's reality. Because most rich people will tell you, "Oh, I would never pay cash for a car." They're not doing that. The rich people will put their car in their business name. Know why? It's a write-off. Let me tell you how the rich people think. See, sometimes we don't get this education. Like I said, Christian, nobody taught me about this. I had to learn and read and study and make a lot of mistakes. So I'm blessed to be able to partner with a brother like you to understand how serious it is about building and maintaining my credit. Listen to what I just said. Maintaining my credit. Because at one time, my credit was above 706 right now, but I didn't maintain it. So ladies and gentlemen, we got to understand, not only do you have to build your credit, but you got to maintain your credit. So having a product like CREDITpro is so important. And then you get MONEYpro with it and DEDUCTpro, and you got unlimited access. So I need this is a question that I'm great to ask, Christian. With CREDITpro, you can go in anytime, look at all 3 bureaus every time, right?
When say that again one more time.
Okay, say they sign up for CREDITpro, right? Now, when they sign up for CREDITpro, they can go into their account and look at their credit, all 3 bureaus at any time.
And I'll give a disclaimer, because it does happen sometimes. Sometimes you won't have a third bureau. Sometimes it seems to be TransUnion that doesn't show up sometimes.
No, sometimes they be doing, I don't know what's up with TransUnion.
Yeah, so I mean, I can explain that. I asked the question to our tech guys, and they said it's simply because that specific credit bureau doesn't have enough credit information from you. So I'll give you the example of Chase Bank. Chase Bank doesn't have to tell Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian every single thing that happens. And if they choose to leave out TransUnion every time, the only 2 scores that you're going to have are Experian and Equifax. And so sometimes that does happen. But if that happens, that means your tri-merge, which is the 3 combined scores averaged, that means your tri-merge is actually only, I guess, a bi-merge, so it'd only be 2 of them. And so it's even more important to have it improved. But yes, absolutely, anytime you can log in and you can see, all right, has it ticked up at all? Has it been 45 days and has it changed? You can go in every single day and look at it.
Got you. I thank you. I know we've been on a little longer than I thought. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Christian Crabtree, I appreciate your time, bro, and I appreciate you introducing us to CREDITpro. Seriously, you're changing my life. Mr. Naeem Green, thank you for CreditScoreDating.com. That's my business partner right there on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, look out for that Credit is Sexy tour. Because we actually gonna have Mr. Crabtree come out to some of our events that we're gonna be doing a 26-city tour about credit is sexy, building credit, establishing your credit, maintaining your credit, money mindset, DEDUCTpro. So we want to take this and really change people's lives, not just making money, but how to maintain the money in your credit. Because like Naeem just said, credit is the new gold, baby. Let's do it. So Mr. Crabtree, I appreciate you, man. I know you out in that cold in that car. But ladies and gentlemen, any closing words, Mr. Crabtree?
Really the only thing is, when we went into this, my founders are all from a financial background. They realize that it's not just about making the rich richer. It's about helping the poor become, and when I say poor, I'm not talking money, I'm talking credit in this aspect. Poor become financially fit, financially sound. New Year's resolutions are always about, and the reason I bring this up is because next year's a new year. I talk to Naeem and I say, hey, listen, new credit, new year, new you. It's all about how to become better. And we focus so much on the the fitness aspect. You know, I've got, as you can see, I got this little double chin thing hanging out. I'll make that my 2019 goal. I do it every year. But the thing is, how many of us actually make financial goals or credit goals? Not enough of us. And so that's one of the aspects that we want to come into 2019 roaring and ready to go is let's fix our financial health and spend half as much time as we try and focus on our physical health, because it's not enough time yet spent on our financial health. So you know, that's really it. And I appreciate you allowing me to jump on your live here.
Absolutely. I thank you, Mr. Crabtree. So, ladies and gentlemen, you want this information about CREDITpro, the product that we are offering our people to get us right with our credit, contact me, DM me, call me, email me. Y'all know Damon, I mean Meadows. Holla at the champ. The champ is here. Thank you, Mr. Crabtree. I appreciate your time. Drive careful, brother.
Thanks,
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.